Yeah, Nocturne, it is true. It plays like an older game, right? So you have to put up with the not as developed interface. SMT3 also kicked your butt. It it does that. It does that for sure. Yeah. I mean, five seems quite hard, and I'm not sure if Nocturne's really hard too. I don't know. John, what are you doing? Oh, are you leaving because of Ace Attorney? No way. That's fair, Dan. So what the heck was happening in Ace Attorney? I think we're still in the middle of a trial, right? Oh, okay. Wait, Dan. You also...
This is over. Bye.
You also have a Kevin, don't you? Well, you enjoy. This is a real fun game. Fail, you like Ace Attorney, stop it. Ah, okay, okay. How far are you guys, just out of interest? Because we're on the fourth part of this game right now. But there's like two Ace Attorney titles in this, and it's like a dual pack. Okay, yeah, it's quite lengthy. The investigations are very long, and the trials are very long. All right. Let's see what happens. Yes, the story has been very good. It absolutely has. And I love Naruhodo. I love Naruhodo. I'm a bit sad about what happened in the second part of the game. But I love how it contributed to the plot. And, like, it actually brought us closer to Susato. You know, it just lined things up. I have considered the defense counsel's request for a further summation examination of the jury. And I have determined that the court must uphold the defense's judicial right to this procedure. See you, Dan. Hey, Dan, I don't know if you play Among Us, but we've been doing Among Us on Friday and Saturday nights recently. And if you ever want to play, you let me know.
I'm so excited!
Oh, hey, Steven. Yes, we are about to continue with this. Spoilers are over. Yes, SMT is done. What an amazing...
This is over. Bye.
Fail, you are being too much. It was a great segment of SMT5. Like, holy wow. I really am so impressed with SMT5. I'm loving it. I'm super fucking loving it. Anyway, yes, we're gonna do Ace Attorney for about an hour and a half, and then Among Us at some point
This
after.
is over. Bye.
Yeah, he keeps doing this. He keeps doing this, and he's not being serious, Steven. Don't fall for his tricks. He's just doing this. So, counsel, you will now hear...
Oh,
You will now proceed with your second summation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman. We are, my lord.
It hurts.
He's not bullying you. He's just
yes?
being problematic. Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of this crime. The accused left behind evidence at the scene, didn't he? Those 3 books of his. If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Yeah, call it a lover's quarrel. Oh, pardon-moi. Even
A lover's quarrel.
if the woman was
Too much info.
was throwing books, it can't be related to the crime if the window was closed, can it?
Dear me, it was only a little book, hardly life-threatening even with the direct hit.
Oh. So do we think that the book actually hit the lady and then fell over? Is that possible? Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tiny bit of trouble.
Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes.
Yes, considerably more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course. My learned student friend was unable to find fault in the previous witness testimony. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. Why you do this? Alright. Say it with me, Steven. Honestly, Epic 7, get fucked. And leave me alone. Because
Get wrecked!
it's being annoying, alright, I'm not gonna lie. It's bothering me and I don't want to even look at it, but like I also need gold. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover, again, no one else was even at the scene to commit the crime. Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued any other way. That means, I'm afraid, that during this summation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts. But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here? Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those 2 details are all you need to provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted. And there I was thinking this might be hard. But Mr. Naruhodo! You have to do it! Otherwise, this really will be where the trial ends! No pressure then. That's quite enough preamble. Proceed with the summation examination, please. I presume you are prepared, counsel. Oh, yes, my lord. All right, Ryunosuke. Focus your mind now. Clearly, the key to this summation examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid, or should I say, Mrs. Garadeb.
We have a book that disappeared from the Garadeb's house on the evening of the incident. And the 4th book found in the victim's hand. There must be a way to link the two.
Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far. Whatever it takes.
Don't forget to keep an eye on Mrs. Garadeb and how she reacts, even to the things other people say.
Oh boy. Okay, so we will begin by pressing everyone.
Hold it!
But as we know, there were 4 books, not 3.
Well, but what difference does it make?
There's every possibility that the 4th book, in fact, belongs to the defendant's landlord.
Yes, that's the part I have a problem with.
Sorry?
Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, this landlord fellow was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, you said.
That's not exactly how I put it, no.
Well, anyway, the point is, the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happened.
I think that's what you call a strong alibi.
So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the Nipponese fellow.
Honestly, I can't see what all this palaver's about. It's a done deal, isn't it? I suppose it is, since I've nothing witty left to say.
Hold it!
So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean?
Oh my, yes. Such delight on your face, but I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I'm a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman.
That's great.
If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say?
And not at all extreme.
As I see it, an overwhelmingly As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man, I don't know why that was a tongue twister, has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. So, despite 1 or 2 minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is overwhelmingly guilty. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you say?
Overwhelmingly.
But us modern gals are always delighted to embrace new fads, you know? So I'd be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one.
I'd be happy to do that too, if only I could.
Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady.
Right, I'm glad you omitted rational there. Even if the woman was throwing books, it can't be related to the crime if the window was closed, can it?
Hold it!
But what about the possibility that the window was open? What about it? I mean, there's just no way it could have been. How can you be so sure? The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier, didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, that window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see? But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you? It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it. Then what's the point of even having windows, huh?
Counsel, you will kindly refrain from childish bickering.
Oh, sorry. Somehow I need to show there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't gonna budge otherwise. But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not?
With flames of love, I'll have you know.
There's really no such thing as a loving incendiary bomb. She slapped him.
Well, he brought it upon himself. It's playing with fire to betray a fiery love. Isn't it? Well, don't you agree?
Oh, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes? But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Miss Garrideb.
Never you mind that. The point is we were just having a jovial little dispute. Nothing more. And I won't have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime.
Right, well, we'll see about that. But what about juror number 5? He doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Miss Garrideb's relentless onslaughts.
It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is.
Yeah, what's up with him? Look, I just want to get this over. Yeah, right.
Hold it!
You just want to get this over with? How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here.
Well, him and me both, then, like I said before.
What?
I told you already, I'm a busy laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames tomorrow morning.
What?
You heard me. My missus isn't one to mess around, you know? She can be fierce, believe you me.
Another shining example of marital bliss, then.
A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, you know, it's funny, but I can't quite remember.
Sorry?
It was far too frightening, that's the thing. I must have blocked it out.
Helpful.
I wonder if Mr. B will ever be dragged into the Thames by his scarf.
Don't even go there, Miss Susato. Yeah, so right now, Rosen, we're just pressing all the juror statements, and then we're gonna start to use them against one another. I already have an idea, but I'm not sure if it's correct. There must be some way to jog his memory about this.
To think of it, come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago, which gave me the sneezes.
Oh, I didn't press him.
We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street. As well as how he or she could have done it.
Yes, but once again, the juror statements are full of personal prejudice. Hey, pause. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments on the contrary. You're out of the loop on this trial. So basically, a lady was stabbed walking home in the fog at night, and this weird Japanese guy that's studying English literature is being accused. However, his landlord's wife is on the panel of jurors, and it said that she was having a dispute with him at the same time that this lady was stabbed. So we're thinking it has something to do with the case. Hey, Phil. It was Knitting Granny. Sadly, she's not a part of this case, but there is a wonderful old man. Yes, I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions, just connection might do the trick. Alright, I need to press the old man before we do anything else.
Hold it!
Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case?
Sorry, what's that? You have to speak up, lad.
Could you tell us more about that fire?
It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 75 candles on top, it did. What a sight to behold.
You put candles on a cake? Was it some kind of devil worship?
Of course not, it was an angel cake. To celebrate my birthday, obviously.
It seems that a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruto.
Anyway, I mustered all my puff to blow them out. Only I must have blown wrong somehow. The flames didn't go out, but candles went flying all over the room. The furniture caught, and everything went up. The whole place filled with smoke.
Definitely sounds like devil worship to me. And by the sneezes, I assume you meant a cold. But how could you catch a cold from a fire?
What a fiasco it was. The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames. But then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear.
Ah. Okay. So this explains a reason why the windows would have been open.
The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil dancing on my grave it did. I caught a terrible cold from it. It put me in the hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry.
I knew it was devil worship all along, but something about this old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason. Okay. Grass, I got this. Yep. It's got my tank. So we'll use the old man's testimony against the young man.
Objection!
These two juror statements clearly contradict one another.
They do? How exactly, counsel?
Don't point at me again! I told you it wasn't me!
What's that you say? Speak up, lad, speak up.
Juror number 3, do you see? Oh, me? See what, sir? Did you hear juror number 6's account on his birthday celebration last year? It seems despite being a Londoner, he opened his windows in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from a fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Oh! Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Garadeb household. And Mr. Garadeb had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke. Oh my...
Excuse me.
Yeah, what are you doing? Juror number 4, do you have something to say about that? Miss Garadeb!
Oh, dearie me. What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am?
It's imperative that you confirm something for the court.
Pardonnez-moi.
So please, it's time to drop the pretense now.
What is it?
When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window?
I beg your pardon. What are you insinuating?
The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window.
And what if we did? All right then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window. Can't have been easy since I continue to give him a justly deserved booked battering.
Even though your house was on fire.
Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise.
Of course, I should have realized.
That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You've managed to establish that the window was open. We simply must have that added to Mrs. Garrideb's formal statement.
Now that you mention it, yes, the window was open at the time. I'd clean forgotten, but it's true.
Hold it!
The fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as the book that Mr. Garrideb told me he'd been reading.
Well, I really couldn't say.
On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading?
I did. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. And now that you mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right.
Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset?
Because I couldn't, you insolent little man, I didn't remember. At times like that, you pick up and throw whatever you can lay your hands on, as well you know.
I really don't.
I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it.
Excuse me.
What is it, juror number 5?
You know something? I remembered what it was, the memory I'd blocked out.
Huh?
It was listening to what this granny was saying. Brought it all flooding back.
Who are you calling Granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Garrideb, or the maid, I'll have you know.
The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit all the time.
It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back home after work like. I put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day, and I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out.
Oh dear, what a disaster.
And you haven't heard the half of it, boy.
Oh?
The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost a day's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ear. Stuck into the wall next to me, it did. About an inch deep.
No words, just terror.
I could smell it then, you know? That god-awful stench of the Thames. I was sure I was gonna end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it?
I'll never use the word lightly again.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it.
Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined.
No, I wasn't thinking that.
Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor, using a bow or the like.
What? Attack? Who are you going to attack?
Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be rather significant, I think.
Alright, we'll come back to this bow and arrow thing later if I dare.
Oh boy. He mentions the kitchen knife.
We're gonna pin it.
Objection!
The two statements clearly have a deeply significant connection. Good grief, you mean that They don't contradict each other. Explain, counsel, at once.
Juror number 2, do you think perhaps... Pengy, have you played Wargroove? Oh, Mars, I saw you were playing that. I have not played it, no. But I have been recommended it. I'm not sure I would like it. It looks very Advanced Wars to me. Yeah, what do you think, Dots? Oh, that this could be one such novel alternative? Oh my, whatever do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back.
What are you talking about?
We've demonstrated that the 4th book, The Lion's Pride, was found at the scene of the crime. Originated in Mr. Garadeb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that some other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garadeb household to the street below. How did you like it, Mars? Are you also recommending it to me?
What's that now?
After all, Miss Garadeb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4?
What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole?
I'm beginning to think ever since the true origins of this book came to light. Perhaps she's had a feeling that this might be what happened.
Now you listen here, you Eastern Gala. As the foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house, but what? What was it?
Oh god, Eats here. Yeah, Ifrit. We probably turtled. If I know anything about us, we were probably turtling. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. I'm certain, at the very least, that this warrants further investigation. Yeah. Here's the thing, Mars. I feel like Fire Emblem is the same way. Like, I should be clearing them in less chapters, but I just take my time out of preference. Oh. Yes, Epic 7, please proceed. Alright, Foreman. I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Garadeb household to the scene of the crime was... I mean, Phil, we're just trying not to lose all our units. The Valkyria Chronicles? Oh no, please. Please no.
Take that!
Juror number 4, Mrs. Garadeb.
What now?
I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife Have you ever seen this knife before?
Good Lord, Counsel, what on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged in the victim's back, man.
My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garadeb was hurling anything she could at her husband, who'd been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke and through which a book sailed to land at the scene of the crime.
You can't seriously believe that. The book was found in the victim's grasp.
Are you saying that it flew out of the window and across the street to land neatly in her hand?
Even my missus hasn't got aim like that.
Yes, I admit there are many details we don't know, we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why we must not allow this trial to end. Not right now.
Oh my!
Mrs. Garadeb, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not?
Quick bathroom break.
Eh? Oh, Valkyria Chronicles. Valkyria Chronicles is one of the few games that I've dropped, but I actually want to try it again because I think I might have more patience for it now than I did when I played it the first time. I also really, really like the main character in Valkyria Chronicles 4, so, you know. Anyway, my lord. I wish to change my decision. I'm a woman of my word, after all. Thank you, madam.
Yes, I agree. I certainly didn't see this coming, but I just don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end with so many unanswered questions.
Mr. Foreman!
I'd have to agree. Not that I think the granny did it, mind.
Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either.
All together now, ladies and gents.
We did it! Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo!
So, as a result of the defense's summation examination, a number of jurors' leanings have changed. 2 jurors call guilty against 4 calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided, and the trial will continue.
Let's go.
Now then, Lord Van Zeeks, how does the prosecution wish to proceed?
This trial is rapidly descending into a farce. Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough. Wow. But what follows is so repugnant, it's good for nothing save the gutter.
If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, the defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened.
Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond, but let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourselves better with the relative positions of those places being discussed. What do you mean by that? What's this angle this time? It should already be more than apparent that between the crime scene and the Garadeb household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. Which means that the distance from Mr. Garadeb's house to the scene is some, yes, 15 yards. Let me see, 15 yards? That's around 14 meters. 14 meters? Oh, that's a little further than I'd imagined. And, as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted, as having portentous significance, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. Well, what if the victim was having an affair with Mr. Garadeb? And somebody intentionally threw the knife from the window. I feel like that's the direction we're going in. In
In other words, the smoldering book, wantonly hurled by the lady of the house, traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the victim's fingers and thumb. Is that to a final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? Je ne parle français. Hello. I do identify with Taka. I do. He is literally my favorite DR character, so. Anyways, welcome to the chat. Cheers. I should cosplay Taka for Halloween next year. It would be so easy. Gundam, Sakura, Gonta. All likable for sure, yes.
Kids are gonna love them. Everybody loves them.
Oh, that's right. I have to be Sandra Lee. I forgot. Fuck. Maybe I'll just cosplay Taka because.
They're unique and they're smart.
And did the jackknife follow a near identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have more believable plots. There's nothing I can say to that. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Miss Susato, serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he?
Let's pick our battles here. Taka and Mondo. Oh, absolutely. 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 Hey, Frances, you know, my desktop background is that scene from that chapter where they're in the sauna. And Taka's like... I've had this as my background for like the past year and a half. It's just wonderful. Yeah. I mean, also Taka's just wearing a towel, and that kind of makes me gush. But anyway.
My lord, might I be allowed to speak? As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense. Yes, go ahead. The prosecution may consider the idea a fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning, and as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible. To that end, juror number 4, Miss Joan Garadeb, must be called to testify and submit to cross-examination. Saints alive! A cross-examination of a juror?
I mean, she's clearly linked to what's happening.
Order, order, order! Well, this is highly irregular. It is unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand.
Objection!
And unnecessary. Lord Van Zeeks! There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before the couple's eyes. And we must assume that they would be able to testify accordingly.
Not if there was a lot of fog. Not if there was fog. Alright? Do you understand?
What say you, witnesses? Yes, sir. Constable Roy B. reporting for duty, sir. Well, good morning, officer. Sorry for dozing off until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir.
Oh, they are so heroic, these London bobbies.
Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more.
Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swoon.
Very well. I hereby reject the defense's request.
Oh,
And order the witnesses in the stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of the events. Yes, sir. Okay. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garridem. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garridem house are top-hinged casements.
obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. Well, this is quite startling. Top-hinged casement windows. That detail was not in the police report, Constable.
Yes, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy.
You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable.
No, sir!
Well, sorry, but what exactly is a top-hinged casement window?
And you cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend. Of course, sorry.
I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's room.
All right, I'll try.
So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. But as its top-hinged casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see?
I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount.
It prevents its opening? This is all news to me. Absolutely correct, sir.
In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the window, it would only have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below.
No.
But what if behind that barrier there's a broken window or something, you know? There's definitely evidence that's gonna... There's very important evidence behind that pane.
If you could be an ultimate something, what would that something be?
Oh, well, I'm the ultimate gamer. So, call me Chiaki Nanami because that is just who I am. That spot has been taken. All right.
gonna say E tier. I think I'm a very persuasive person, so maybe I'm like the ultimate negotiator. The ultimate alcoholic. Yeah, also maybe that. The ultimate sommelier. No. You see the problem then. Good. Your education in Windows is complete. Oh, hold on. Our frame rate is getting dicey again. Let me fix it. Yeah, I think that's what we're calling it, is a negotiator. Yeah, I'm the ultimate negotiator, E tier. Mr. Eric, I see you. Anyway, Eric, Frances just compared me to Taka, so I'm all... The ultimate semi-homemade chef? Yeah, true. I am a spitting image of Sandra Lee, I know.
Kids are gonna love them. Everybody loves them.
That's right.
They're unique and they're smart.
Smart! Never forget she was saying that about her undercooked hamburgers that had beef soup mix in them and a whole pineapple slice. Can't say smart without SMT. Got it there, Sandra. Let's go. There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road.
They're unique and they're smart.
Yeah, we're doing great, Eric. Listen, we've done a crazy variety stream tonight. And no, E tier, that's Steven. Steven's the ultimate 7 out of 10. The ultimate and cats told me. Oh yeah, but anyway, we got some Genshin stuff out of the way. We did a long SAT segment, and now we're doing some Ace Attorney. It's just fantastic. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered. Something we've discounted already. Dots? No way. You're good people, I can tell. There is literally no way you're a 1.5 out of 10. Refuse to believe it. Everyone that comes to stream is a good person, except, well, never mind. Did you see that, Rolly? The young Japanese man just collapsed in agony. Phil, stop it. Stop it. Hey, Phil. By the way, guys, this is gonna be our last night drinking for a while. Isn't that exciting? I'm detoxing my body. I also can't drink because I have medication I have to take. Yeah. This is our... Well, it's...
Oh no.
Yeah, I have to take medication for a health issue, and I can't mix it with alcohol, so I won't be drinking for a few weeks. You know what, though? It's time. Like, I'm totally ready to just, like... So that means, for how long? Yeah, we'll be on the iced coffee, for sure. Yeah, Aquatic, I'm literally not sad about it. Look, I'm a very, like, silver lining kind of person. I'm a very silver lining kind of person, and I'm just looking at it as a positive health move, right? And yes, exactly. Phil's gonna drink for me, which is gonna be fantastic. Oh. That's strange. Are we gonna have a sober Christmas? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm definitely forcing, yeah. I have to take these meds. Oh. What's going on here? So somebody's trying to chat. Girl W. Let me see if this helps. No, that's, you were right to message me, Steven. Alright. Hey, Girl W, try to type now. Yeah, so I VIP'd. I VIP'd Girl W. I'm not sure why it blocked him, because he's not banned, and he shouldn't be banned. Yeah, we can see you now, right. That's really odd, though, huh? Alright. Well, welcome, right? As you can see, we are continuing on with the Great Ace Attorney, and we'll be doing Among Us later tonight, so you stay right there, bitch. Just kidding. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that at all. That wasn't me. Oh, yes, my darling. I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me. Yeah, right, Cortex. Oh, Rolly, you're so strong! How is this happening? I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and there are... And my... Oh, and already my argument's been destroyed. Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination. Oh, my lord. Oh, good. Another desperate situation. Okay. Hold it! How can you say that for certain? A very good question, sir. And the answer is this! It was the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. He showed us that before, didn't he? Did he? I can't say I remember. To patrol the streets of London uptown and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what the job's all about. And this is why I can't stand here beside my long-suffering wife and tell you a Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my eyes, my tired eyes, admittedly,
Oh, Rolly, you're so manly!
Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Oh, Pat. No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb? That would be really interesting if Patricia did it. I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir. Yes, well, so could you answer the question? That was a waste of time then. Absolutely, sir. I will answer it to the fullest of my ability, sir. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's domestic dispute can't be related to the case. Before I get into that, sir, just one thing. Yes? I very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here. So to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears. Shedding even. Thank you. I'll try. Constable Beats warrant card has been... Oh. I would like to see that. A policeman will strive to preserve the peace within his allotted beat. A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist the initial investigations and help detectives. Hey, what's up, Thomas? Good to see you. How was Vans during Black Friday weekend? Okay.
Hold it!
By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
They're just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see? So they're restricted as to how much they open. And therefore anything thrown out the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. There is the location where objects would have fallen. Yes, directly opposite the scene of the crime, on the other side of the rather wide road. Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top-hinged casement thing before? Well, I have another question for you, Constable. And what would that be, sir? How do you even know? Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house is furnished with? Ah, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, Miss Beat?
Sorry.
You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that?
Oh, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky.
Lucky? What do you mean?
Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were so lucky it didn't happen on Rolly's beat. It was so close, you see.
Oh, you know what? It says in the evidence that he presented, he must have helped because it was on his beat.
Objection!
Okay, bitch.
Oh yes, that street, Briar Road. That's the boundary between Rolly Speed and the next one.
Wait. I thought they were gonna make this about the time, not the location. I don't get the puns, no.
Isn't that right, my love?
Constable Beat. Patrol. Oh, yes, I think that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garritive household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see. So, that doesn't make sense. That straight up does not make sense. That was really cutting it close then.
Constable, I wonder if you could clarify something. If the Garritive household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is well?
Outside Mr. Garritive's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat. I see. I was unaware of that.
Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would have never been able to go for that meal. To celebrate our wedding anniversary.
Ah, so she was. Oh my. Oh my god.
Oh,
So Patricia moved the body to the other side of the street so that she could go out with her husband. That's gonna be the plot line. She literally found a body on the on that side of the street that is included in Rolly's patrol, and she moved it to the other side.
But that's the life of a Bobby after all.
Extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Do you know what I think? I think it was just the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work.
Can stop me.
Yeah, that's literally what happened. We figured it out. Not me just deleting a bunch of problematic here. I wouldn't do that. I love, by the way, when she goes like this. It reminds me of the Pride of Uwu emote.
Don't you think so, my darling?
That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it. I think perhaps we should make sure...
Big and they're smart.
Should make sure that we have information officially on the record.
Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately. And now it's my turn, I think. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it.
Hold it!
But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already and it was dark.
Oh, but Rolly and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky, and looking for our lucky star.
Sorry.
The star that will guide us to eternal happiness.
Can it guide you to answer the question? If a flaming book had cut across the sky in front of us, that would have lit up the sky like a shooting star.
And if I'd seen a shooting star, it would have made a wish upon it. Let Rolly be an inspector, I would have said. 3 times at least.
Of course, with the smog and everything, we couldn't actually see the stars. In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you? Yes, sir, that is correct, sir. As sure as the night sky in London starless, sir. It certainly seems like they're telling the truth.
And then we saw the poor woman fall to the ground, so we ran straight over to help her. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
Yes, you said that you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer, is that right?
That's right, yes. If it had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on the beat.
So Rolly told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way.
Patricia, darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly!
Oh, please.
So I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. But like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed.
I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Balby is never truly off duty, son!
Hold it!
Nothing to report? That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time, never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. I can swear to that on the Yard's honor, sir. Really, that seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sir. Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me, sir. This burned copy of Lion's Pride was originally in the Garrett household, so the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? One that just happened to be burnt as well? Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from the photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how that book ended up in her bag, how that knife ended up in her bag, and how the book ended up in her hand. There must be some connection, a common thread between them.
Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir.
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell.
What? I wasn't really. I mean, what's she doing?
Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word, I am.
I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you.
No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you?
Yes, Miss Pete. I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one. That was a very loud word.
I heard that. That Japanese man thinks he's a policeman's wife. Thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't. Duly noted, Miss Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder? I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little off sometimes.
Hold it!
Miss Beat, nobody is questioning what you've told us. I saw it, I did. That evening I saw it clearly. That little Eastern man was with the whiskers and the funny cutback slinking away from the scene. And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky. All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction. Oh, yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rolly. He gets ever so cross. Oh, well, we've all made mistakes like that from time to time, I'm sure. I've got the wrong church on the day of our wedding. I remember. It caused terrible kerfuffle. I very nearly got married to someone I'd never even met before.
That would most certainly not do, madam. Anyway, continue with your testimony, please, Constable. Yes, sir. I didn't take my eye off the scene of the crime for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir.
Hold it!
Nothing to report.
Yeah, we already read this.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. I have no right to speak out.
What do you mean?
I requested the cross-examination of Miss Garadeb without consulting you. Even the judge did deny me.
Oh, I see. Well, I agree with you. We do need testimony from Mrs. Garadeb if we're ever gonna get to the truth of this matter.
Do you really think so?
Well, think about it. No matter how far it is across the road or how that window opens, Mr. Garadeb's book found its way to the scene of the crime somehow, didn't it?
You're right.
And then there was Mrs. Garadeb's reaction to me showing her the knife. The woman's hiding something, I'm sure of it.
You're right again.
We need to use this cross-examination to uncover more clues. We'll get to the bottom of this one way or another, I swear.
Yes!
So, any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. So that's the detail we're gonna use. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist the initial investigations and help detectives. So this is gonna be our evidence. We just have to decide where exactly to use it. It's hey Blackbird. It's gonna be against Rolly though.
I think it's the window comment.
Objection!
Ah, shit. I fucked up. There's clearly something odd about the last statement made by the witness. Yeah. Is this the one that we're supposed to press? Or present? Did you miss a point? Maybe. It's possible.
Hold it!
Oh yeah, we heard that, Yeah.
Objection!
I don't know which statement, like, I know what the contradiction is, but I'm not sure which statement I'm supposed to be presenting against. So, it does specify east side. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. Well, I can present the book.
Objection!
Let's just consider the implications of that statement for a moment, shall we? What? No! We have the book of Mr. Garadeb! That proves that it's in... Come on, come on, come on.
Hold it!
Oh, this is the statement. I'm supposed to present his book against him here. Which is insane, by the way. Ugh, the way it makes us skip through this dialogue every time. Okay.
Objection!
I failed again. How? What, honestly, what do you want? The contradiction is that he helped with the investigation even though it wasn't on his beat. What statement am I supposed to do this against?
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Yeah, let us try again. This is a little frustrating. I'm not sure how any of our evidence directly contradicts what they're saying. Oh my god. It's gonna make us repress everything. That's really really annoying.
Hold it!
Okay, let's review. I mean, it's so obviously the evidence that I have to present, but
Hold it!
you won't let me. You won't let me.
Excuse me.
Wait. Oh, I should have been pressing again. I forgot. Alright, the catch-up continues.
Hold it!
Yeah. Mash through the dialogue, because we already read all this shit.
Hold it! Hold it!
So maybe we press that one with the court record? Or the case file? did this.
Excuse me.
Constable Pete, is there a problem? No, sir. No problem at all, sir. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, sir, yes, sir. I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening is all. You mean Miss Pete lost her way? On the night of the incident? Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15.
Oh, Rolly, you're such a tease. But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly.
The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about?
Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Rolly's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and happenings he found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Yes, how romantic.
Forgotten all about it till just now. Had you, my darling?
Matt? Oh, yes. That was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else, darling. You have to promise.
Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable V looked very obviously troubled during that exchange.
I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Miss Beat about the bouquet.
Miss Beat, the bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while.
Interesting. Give me a quick second, guys. I'm gonna run to the bathroom and grab a little more wine. So BRB. Okay, we're back, friends.
Hold it!
Among Us is starting soon, by the way, guys. I should probably post up. Because it is getting late for our pals. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime?
Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. I was in a dark spot where the street lights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice it first.
And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on.
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again. But the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all.
In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Here we go again. Your husband, presumably.
That's right, silly me, I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street.
Why? Why?
Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time, I can't think how it got there. I really can't.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Curious indeed.
Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again as we left the scene. The beautiful rose Rolly brought me, with that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting.
By bouquet, do you perhaps mean this sorry solitary rose?
Oh, yes, that's it. That's the bouquet Rolly bought me for our anniversary with old bits of change he found in the gutter.
Maybe just call it a rose. Tell us, Lord Van Zeeks, where did you come by the flower? According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garrett household. So how the fuck did the body get to the other side of the street? In front of the Garrett's household? Although it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was just found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare.
Oh, thank you, sir, thank you. Could I have it back now, please?
No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Oh. An English rose. It's such a beautiful flower.
Ah, this is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before.
Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo?
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least.
Gosh, 3?
Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom.
Perhaps you should consider branching out. Learning some that aren't fruit-based, for example.
It's a very stylish paper the flower's wrapped in, isn't it? It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me. Ah, I see. Is something wrong? Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake. Susato-san, you do love your cakes. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
Good grief. Rest assured that I shall do my very best to not forget, Miss Beat.
Kids are gonna love them. Everybody loves them.
Yes. Right.
They're unique and they're smart.
So we learned about the... Yes.
Objection!
Oh my gosh. Okay, we know what the problem is. Just let me do it. Just let me do it. Jesus Christ.
Objection!
God damn it. Just let me say it. It was on the left side, okay? And they found the body on the right. What do you... Like, what is it? What?
Oh dear. I must be seeing things again.
God. This is so obnoxious. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was undisturbed.
Objection!
My God. What? Middle of Briar Road. Let's read carefully. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett, believe me. I don't have anything that contradicts this. Other than the book, and I tried presenting the book and it didn't work. The window is on the top floor of the Garrett house. Top. Are we supposed to present this? Because there's no way? But that's like proving his point. The local map? Well, this is also wrong because they said that this is an area where the lights don't shine.
Objection!
Wow. Yeah, Dots, give me some help. I don't... I know what I'm supposed to be proving, but I don't see how any of this, like, is supposed to match up. I've thrown out at least, like, 3 or 4 things that should be contradictions, and the game is just like, nah. Well, what proves that? This?
Objection!
Didn't I just try the rose on that?
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
This is more convoluted than fucking gravel in a swimsuit, to be honest.
Objection!
I could have sworn we already did this. I could have sworn we already tried this. I probably tried it on one of Mrs. Beats' statements. That's so annoying. You claim, Constable B, that there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be. What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Mrs. B, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime, when the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of the meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom could be described. No doubt it was thrown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs. Meager?
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did the Constable Beat not testify to the fact? No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beat swore that on Scotland Yard's honor. But that belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rolly didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrett's book. Mr. Garrett's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hands. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road, in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately removed them, or moved them even. What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong.
Did you listen to a word the scrawny lawyer says? Wittering on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is.
Oh, good. Mrs. Garrett's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrett, but deliberately meddling with the scene of the crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh?
But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
Oh my god, was it Rolly? Tampering. You barely heard the term before. Tell us, my learned friend, who could have possibly had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Yes, there's someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All that evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular person. Counsel, I must demand that you substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the crime? Honestly, probably Patricia.
Take that!
Okay, so it must be Rolly. has to be Rolly. I was thinking Patricia did it while Rolly was sleeping, but... Right. So it has to be Rolly.
Take that!
Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rolly Beat, it was you.
What? A policeman, a member of Scotland Yard.
What nonsense! Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my...
Oh dear.
than my husband. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London.
Mrs. Beat, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone would have to tamper with it.
You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about that Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
Objection!
If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it.
Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but you dropped your bouquet, Miss Beat. It was after the defendant had fled the scene. Well...
Objection!
First, you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. Your accusations lack one very important thing. You claim the crime scene was tampered with, but there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something.
That's right, he's right. But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense.
You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering.
Yeah, we already know the motive, bitch.
They wanted to celebrate their anniversary, so they moved it to the other side of the street, okay? And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beat had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair.
Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve the mystery?
Counsel, you have made very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning, will you now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering?
Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs. What?
Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road, we saw it happen, remember? It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know.
That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all.
What? What?
I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel.
If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening?
Take that!
But that's on the opposite side of the road.
I don't understand.
On the evening in question, Mr. Garadeb's book fell directly down from the open window above, and your bouquet, Miss Beat, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
Good gracious!
Objection!
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place.
That's right, I saw it with my own eyes.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was a typical London fog on the ground when you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid. Hey, Demi. That was actually the west side of Briar Road.
No, that's not true. It can't have been.
Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print. The victim, herself, the 4 books. He moved everything in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. Extraordinary! The constable overlooked one thing.
What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume. Exactly.
The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Zeek said it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no light.
Yes, it couldn't have been seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in the original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road. Also, I'm gonna be super real for a second. If somebody got stabbed by a knife falling, they probably would bleed, which would also produce blood on that side of the pavement. But I guess we're just gonna forget that. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Royal Beat. Rolly Beat, even. Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important?
Oh, Rolly. It isn't true, is it? What the lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know.
I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed. Only, it seems, it wasn't a dream at all. Good goal! Order! What on earth is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is criminal offense, isn't it?
Wishing the victim dead should be one too. Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? A respectable member of Scotland Yard. Your duty is to protect the good people of London Town. I can't say, sir. What? I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation. For everything. I have a possible explanation for why, on that particular evening, Constable B felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason. What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman. And yet, Lord Van Zeeks, it is the foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far. I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please. Yes, my lord. Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence. At once, my lord. England, Japan. It makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions?
Take that!
I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived in Japan, which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that through honorable patrolling, although honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Special? How? On account of this bouquet, my lord.
Oh yes, it was our very first wedding anniversary.
Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford the simple gift for his wife, and so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal. When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. Are you asking to play, Natalie? When he saw the shadowy figure through the fog collapse on pavement ahead of them. What must have gone through the man's mind? This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigations and help detectives. Aha! Constable Beat. Is that, or is that not the reason you moved the whole scene on the crime that day? Yes. Everything you said, it's alright. So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat. Oh! Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat. Good gracious! Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done here? It was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be lurking somewhere. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with the initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this happen here? And why tonight of all nights? Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you'll have to go to the police box that covers it. Right? Turn right along Mersham Street, and then... It's pretty sad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Constable!
I just wanted that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner.
Oh, Rolly!
Just that one night. Yeah, I feel for him because he's overworked and he just wanted one night with his wife. What is this, the LPT backstory? You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction. Just across the street, to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care. You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
Kids are gonna love them. Everybody loves them.
I beg your pardon.
They're unique and they're smart.
Oh, of course he did. Of course he did. Otherwise, my Rolly would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement. Please, John.
Ah, I see your meaning now.
But God got me back for my sins, didn't he? That's why I assumed the rose that's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat. Oh my god. The way you guys are reminding me of work, do not. Please. There is like a horrible likelihood I quit my job this week. A horrible likelihood. Oh no, Rolly! That was all my fault! I should never have dropped it in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly. Yeah, see, I really shouldn't do it, you know? I really shouldn't. I should wait until after Christmas. I will try to be patient. But, like... There's also limits to what I can take. Can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from one side of the road to the other in total? Yeah, I understand, Emmett. Exactly, Phil. I'm gonna do 4-day work weeks until the end of the year and then quit. That's literally what is going to happen. Yeah, but E-tier, you're my friend, even though like we like to give each other shit. You know, at the end of the day, we're friends. I think the people that I work with are mortal enemies. 4 it was. Yes, definitely. 4. Three of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garadib household, of course. But what made you place the book in the victim's hand? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean. Oh, I mean, that's because that's how I found it. How you found it? What do you mean? When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? I mean, maybe she caught it? Yes, sir. About it, sir. Interesting. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only the two people at the scene, and Pat and me both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it. My lord. Yes, Lord Van Zeeks. I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Constable, you may withdraw. Yes, sir. Prosecutor, sir, what will become of my Rolly? What will happen to him? For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course. Please, don't punish my husband. This is all my fault. It's because I'm always moaning at him to come home late. Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home. I'm tired. All right then, my love. One last thing, Constable. Sir. Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you. Yes, sir. Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime. Never again, sir. You mean to say? Leave, now. This trial is not over yet. Sir! Quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that? Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Saseki Natsume, is the only person who could have possibly committed this crime.
Objection!
No, I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back. Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already. Lord Van Zeeks, is this true? Very well. Name the person, if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing. You will name this other person who could have perpetrated the crime.
Take that!
The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord. Once again? My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Miss Joan Garadeb.
Me? Oh dear me!
That request has already been denied. But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garadeb, answer me this.
What do you want now, you little toad?
At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garadeb. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks over Briar Road.
Well, what of it?
You threw the book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open hinged casement window, the book plummeted directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident.
Yes, and as I said, what of it?
During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garadeb. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before?
I don't recall it.
Seriously?
I suppose am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? And anyway, the man over there in all the regalia said members of the jury needed to testify, didn't he?
Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, number 4. Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out.
But that's just a common or garden knife. It couldn't have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how could you expect me to know?
What's that? Are you joking? What are you saying? Please, Mrs. Garadeb. Alright. Listen, guys. We wanted to get Among Us going. It is now 9:30. We are gonna miss our opportunity. Are people still around to play? We could save this finale of the trial for tomorrow night, because I think that the trial is still gonna go on for a good 30 minutes to an hour, just for the conclusion. Yeah, Fail's in a swimsuit waiting, right? So let's just save and move on. Tomorrow night, we finish this trial. I was looking for a good point to stop, but it just keeps going. It just keeps going. No, Fail, you sign on to Among Us right now. Let's do this, guys. Exactly, Dots. I'm like, I know for a fact it's not gonna lead me to a point that would be an easy stopping point. So, we just accused Mrs. Garadeb. We're pretty sure the plot line is she threw the knife, it fell down, and it stabbed the person, right? No, you're a bit sleepy and you can fight. That's what you meant to say. Yes, let's finish it tomorrow, all right? Easy. Let me set this shit up though, because you guys are extra. Where's Stephanie? No, Kisuan, you know what to do.